want to kill anyone. I don't like bullies. I don't care where they're from.
Well, there are already so many big men fighting this war. Maybe what we need now is a little guy.
Welcome to the Fortress of Dorkness, the nerdy nexus for all your geeky needs. I'm your host, Autobot Bumblebee. It's a big world out there, but even the little guys need to overcome the odds sometimes. Cliff Notes is clearing the schedule to take a look at this little love bug that could, Transformer Bumblebee.
Before time began.
Bumblebee originated as part of Takara's Micro Change Toys in 1983, spun off from their Microman line. At the time, he was only known as MC04 Mini Car Robo 03 Volkswagen Beetle. That's not a name. Don't even pretend that that's a name. My Aunt Shaniqua has a better name than that. 2 years later, Hasbro acquires the license to these figures and Takara's Diaclone series and dubs them Transformers. It is then that writer Bob Budiansky names this tweet little guy Bumblebee. Clean your dust. Though he has appeared in nearly every Transformers medium, except for that one period where Hasbro lost the rights to his name, we're specifically talking about the IDW version of this little rascal. Once upon a time, Bumblebee was a member of Orion Pax's security unit. His friendliness and love to all peoples and races made him the most trustworthy of his teammates. When Pax was declared Peter Cullen during the awakening of Metroplex, B stayed with him and fought during the battle at the Citadel. Afterwards, he became Prime's assistant. Fast forward thousands of years.
Prepare to fast forward!
With Cybertron looking like Ceti Alpha 5, Prime sends his inner circle to a remote little rock called Earth.
Earth? Terrible name for a planet. Might as well call it Dirt. Planet Dirt.
Prowl the Prick was in charge of said detail. When a Decepticon presence was detected on Earth, Bumblebee sided with Ratchet's decision to break protocol and expose himself to some underprivileged teens. He and Ratchet then discover a Decepticon bunker in Nebraska, leading to the discovery of a Decepticon infiltration plan and Megatron's arrival. Also, his Hollow Matter avatar was Lindsay Lohan. Isn't that weird? During this period, he joins a small band of Autobots on a mission to the sovereign nation of Latveria to help the Avengers stop Megatron and Dr. Doom. Wait, what? This brings us to All Hail Megatron, a turning point and sort of soft reboot for the comics. In this story, B and the rest of the Autobots are led into a Decepticon ambush that cripples the entire team, leaving Optimus Prime ready to enact his cliché and the team stranded on a dead Cybertron. The Decepticons attack Earth, nearly taking over the planet. A rescue party made up of Hot Rod and the Wreckers finally arrives, taking the Autobots to Earth, causing a buttload of chaos until Megatron has his head blown off by a sniper. At least his face wasn't ripped off. In the aftermath of this event, the Autobots are separated, scattered in the wind, and in hiding. Bumblebee, lost on Earth, breaks cover to save a group of humans from a collapsed building. Earth forces batter him down until the Autobots arrive to rescue him. Prime was sure that the little yellow fellow would break cover to save human lives. After Ironhide is killed during a mission, Optimus Prime resigns as leader of the Autobots and surrenders himself to Skywatch, Earth's defense force designed to stop Transformers. This leaves the hideously redesigned bots to nominate their own leader. And wouldn't you know it, they nominated the teensy honey-colored automobile. Thanks, Michael Bay. But things are not easy for the bumbling insect. Skywatch is on their backs, and the Autobot previously known as Hot Rod, Rodimus, forms his own sub-faction and flutters off somewhere. And Ultra Magnus just can't deal with how much of a shoddy job B is doing as leader. In a stunning move that he considers diplomatic, B cuts a deal with Skywatch to hunt down the Decepticons in exchange for Sanctuary. This backfires like a biatch as Skywatch installs transformation lock kill switches in the bots in case they step out of line.
Mind games.
What's that?
Oh, this bomb in the neck crap.
Things only get worse when they realize that Knock Nest wants them to hunt down Autobots too. When Blur shoots Bumblebee trying to escape, his kill switch is damaged. He tricks Skywatch into thinking he's locked into vehicle mode, and he flees to find a way to help his enslaved brothers-in-arms. The Gilded Savior ends up at the house of Sanjay Barwani, the researcher at Skywatch who developed the kill switches. B tricks Barwani's daughter into bringing him the switch control panel. He discovers Skywarp is en route to kill the researcher and warns him, learning that his hatred for the Transformers stems from the death of his wife at the Battle of New York. Lieutenant Daniel Klonowski, an Autobot sympathizer within Skywatch, attempts to save Bumblebee, but B is forced to activate the kill switches to stop Skywarp. Thanks to the Bayhem,
Awesome barbecue.
B is given a new muscular body,
Awesome pull.
and a shaky alliance with Skywatch is formed.
That's why I'm getting Verizon Files.
This won't last long either, folks. After a fight with Menasor and receiving Prime's blessing, B is shot by a bystander brandishing a Megatron gun. Unable to find the parts he needed to fix his leg, he becomes dependent on a walking stick.
You would not part an old man from his walking stick.
Rodimus returns to Earth with an evidently not dead Ironhide and Sunstreaker with news that Cybertron is inhabitable again. But Galvatron has already taken control of the planet. Way to be on top of things, Autobots. Optimus Prime reclaims leadership temporarily, letting B know that he doesn't doubt his abilities, but puts him on Wally duty anyway to find rogue Decepticons. He also wants him to find the murderer of Scrapper, who turns out to be Spike Witwicky. When Bumblebums returns to Cybertron, it's a mess. Prime was able to defeat D-Void and the Decepticon, but it left the Matrix an empty husk. The denizens of Cybertron want a factionless world, so Prime hands Bumblebee and Rodimus 2 halves of the Matrix shell and goes on a permanent vacay. Rodimus once again leaves with a group of Autobots of his own, this time on a wild quest to find the Knights of Cybertron. Bumblebee watches his ship, the Lost Light, take off and then explode. Thus is the life of an Autobot leader. Leadership is even harder for the horny goldenrod on Cybertron. He is constantly undermined by the leader of the Nails, Metal Hawk, and Prowl has started using ex-Decepticons to enforce the law.
I am the law!
After killing Horeb Bull using ID chips implanted in the heads of the Decepticons, he is forced to bring Starscream into the new government to maintain peace, creating 3 branches including himself and Metal Hawk. Bumblebee tries to avoid elections as much as possible, in fear of Starscream's fast-talking antics getting him nominated.
An election? That's absurd. I won't stand for it.
Things go the way of the Rock Lords, however, when an ancient Titan declares Starscream the one who will unite all of Cybertron. Megatron comes back, again, and reveals he was using the Insecticon bombshell to manipulate Prowl the whole time. Megsy merges Prowl with the Constructicons and forms this guy. Oh, so cute. Wheeljack, on the other foot, manages to get a failsafe crammed into Megatron's ass, so for obvious reasons he gets defeated, but not before crushing B's teeny little head. Where was Starscream during all of this? Murdering Metal Hawk, of course. Blaming the conflict between both factions for his death, he convinces the people to nominate himself and exiles both sides from Iacon. The aptly named Fix-It just straight up builds B a new body that'll probably suffer from gold plastic syndrome in like 15 years. Don't break, please. But it's also an homage to his classic rebellious Goldbug teenage phase. Shockwave, in the meantime, reveals his plans for the long game, in which he plans to bring his master, G-Axis, Galvatron, and Nova Prime back from the dead universe. He does this by summoning an undead Titan to attack Cybertron. To do this, he uses the space bridge tech inside Megatron's chest to create a hole into the dead universe. B actually saves Megatron. Then, his own team and the members of Rodimus's Lost Light, who weren't actually dead, just displaced, team up to stop Shockwave with the help of Optimus Prime. In a final confrontation, Bumblebee stops Megatron from murdering Galvatron. Shockwave then kills Bumblebee, and so moved by his acts of kindness, Megatron takes Bumblebee's insignia and defects to the Autobots.
What in the ass?
But it didn't end there. Starscream starts hallucinating about a dead Bumblebee, where B serves as a form of Screamer's conscience. That's all we have for today. Please leave your comments below with Wheeljack. He'll lose them like he lost his mind. Please like, subscribe, and roll out with us on social media. This has been Cliff Notes on the Fortress of Dorkness. I'm Christian Villarreal, and always remember, never fear the dork up here.